live SEO support with, again, Nick and Chris. So we've got a question somebody's been very eager for us to answer. It appeared yesterday in our group, and I'm pretty excited about it myself. It's something that we don't talk about a lot because it's not really, here at Cert Links a lot, it's not our focus of business, but it is interesting, and I haven't seen anything like this come up in a while. So let's dive in.
Yes, we have David asking about his website. It's a
casino niche, using an expired domain according to him. So it's got a little bit of history. If I remember correctly, when I dove in, it was in the gaming niche, so repurposed video game niche, now in casino niche.
And he's got some pretty general questions about it. It's just asking, what do I need to improve its existences via off-page SEO? Because right now it's not really getting good impressions.
And I believe the reason he put this plan together was because of seeing other domains in the SERPs in his area, which I believe is Indonesia, popping up using similar tactics. So expired domain, he's given us one called keepgooglereader.com and asked us why that one's working and his might not be. So diving in, we can start off.
I'll just let you take this because I think you can tell Nick's pretty excited about this one. So.
I haven't even talked or seen spam in a while. As a matter of fact, yesterday when he asked the question, I jumped in and I was like, well, it's because just repurposing an expired domain real quick and going after a foreign casino SERP it's just not doable anymore. It used to be something that you'd see fairly often, or at least targeting foreign SERPs using expired domains, it would happen real quick. So I was erroneous in saying that it's not doable anymore. David obviously showed us an example of how it is doable, but there's just more to it. So yeah, I'm pumped about it.
So I'll let you take it.
Sure.
If you want to go ahead and pop in the Ahrefs or whatever.
All right. So here we've got his site, thecloudroom.com, which he was gracious enough to share with us. It's got decent referring domains at 259. Looks like it's popping up for some organic keywords. This is what made me guess that the organic traffic and organic keywords being down, it was probably an expired domain. Repurposed, and we've seen that it hasn't had any traffic since the end of 2019, and then here around October we start to get a little bit of inflection in organic keywords, and that's because he's built out a casino, and I'm guessing it's been resonating. David, if you're out there, how long have you been working on this domain from expired to this build that we see right here in front of us? If you're there.
Sugar play.
Oh, hey, that's probably going to help some conversions. Okay, well, anyhow, my guess, and from what we were going back and forth in the thread, was that it was an expired domain. We're going to go ahead and check, what the anchors are. So pretty generic stuff. We've got banned site, blackout, some branded stuff. Looks like it could be, for anything, really. Okay, so he's been working on it 1 month, right? So new. Then let's check out the backlinks. We'll see a bunch of higher end stuff, some Web 2.0s, but good anchor profile.
How much of these are Web 2.0s? Looks like a lot.
Well, I think we've got it set to group similar. So if we do one link per domain, yeah, good amount of Web 2.0s in here. But I mean, I wouldn't discredit that, because if we open them up, we're going to see, I think, that this was based on, actual legit stuff back in the day when basically the entire internet was a blog spot or
I actually don't know that. If you in Ahrefs, if you group it by one link per domain, is it one link per subdomain or one link per domain?
Per domain.
So it'll only show one blog spot.
Oh,
So for
well,
example,
no, it'll show you multiple, right? So it's per domain.
there's
So
another blog spot,
the
okay.
subdomains are treated as individual domains too. But it just won't. If somebody's got 1,000 backlinks, it won't spam them out in here. So anyhow, looking at this, it looks good. I mean, that's a solid profile to get started off of. But as an expired domain, we know as of let's say 5 years ago, somewhere in there. You have this long waiting period with an expired domain before it's gotten past sandbox. Sandbox isn't necessarily a term I really care to use because I think, it doesn't matter. But it's going to take a while. Yeah, it's hard to predict what's going to happen with an expired domain versus, like an aged domain. Especially when we're talking about repurposing. And so if we look at this, right now, David, you're completely basing what you want to do with this site off of the content that you've put on to an expired domain. So just the existing backlinks that exist and then the content that you've provided. And so in order to keep working on this, what I would do is probably work on some connectivity, so new backlinks going to this. But if we look at your competitor and see what they're doing. And first off, I want to tell you to breathe and just kind of meditate on that, because a lot of SEO is going to be about being patient, prodding at variables, and kind of seeing where they leave you, especially when we get into stuff like using spam, because it's its own art form. And if we plug in this guy, keepgooglereader.com. So first we'll go in here. I'm gonna keep messing these up. Oh, there's a T there.
Keep Google Reader.
And put a T in.
Okay,
It's awesome that they repurpose something like that. And so this is weird that it redirects to this page here. I don't know why they're doing that, if I'm being honest with you. I wish I could tell you. But if we put them into Ahrefs, and so right out of the gate, just looking at the differences here, we're going to see that you've got this person, 10 times the links, right? Close to 3,000 referring domains, 80,000 backlinks. But honestly, for the amount, it's a very low amount of organic keywords. The traffic is high, right? Because they're probably targeting very specific keywords.
How big of a site is it?
Yeah, check it out. It looked really similar to David's. It's only 27.
It's a small site, so it's not going to rank for a ton of shit, probably.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's a pure casino, right? So pure interactive casino, same as I believe David's is as well.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't see what I just did, you just do site : and you type in the URL, and it'll tell you how many pages are currently indexed in Google. So yeah, 27 pages is actually a really small site when you account for stuff like, about pages and just random URLs that are going to get indexed.
Right. And so, for the amount of referring domains, we've got a relatively small amount of organic keywords. And we'll see that all of this started recently as well. It looks like this started coming to be and gaining organic traffic, or keywords rather, around March. And only recently do you start noticing this trend of skyrocketing up. Insane. And so right there, you can tell that there's something interesting going on. And so again, I usually start at anchors. And we're going to notice that we've got Keep Google Reader here, which would be natural link profile to expect on an expired or aged domain. But then we've got tons of exact match. 412 of them, 172. And this is referring domains, guys. 67, 44. So what are we looking at here? Hard manipulation. So we can go further. Let's check out the backlinks. Wow, cool. So Nike foam composite or amposite, Nike basketball shoes, cheap. It's all
PBNs?
pure spam. No, this is just
Subdomain,
complete
what is
trash
that?
spam.
.us.
And this is, I mean, in my guess, all auto-generated stuff. You know, I haven't dove too far into it, but you'll also note that a lot of these were first seen in November and October. So let's go back to the overview again. And we'll note, all right, so October. So, David, this guy is using a recipe that he's figured out, or I'm sorry, that they have figured out works for them. Or at least, you know, if they're experimenting, they've hit a sort of jackpot here. What I'm going to guess is going to happen in the near future is a extreme crash. And so the idea here for this person is that this is worth enough money for them to completely spam out this domain, so there's no longevity in consideration here. It's get in, rob the bank, and see if you can take enough money to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, churn and burn.
Churn and burn, there you go. Now, the only people I know that do this, though this seems like a non-technical thing to do, are extremely technical. So, hypothesize that somebody that does this for a living, you know, is unique to spamming and gaining authority in the SERPs, is somebody that probably owns a fleet of expired domains, does the same blueprint across a bunch of them, and then attacks them with different spam recipes that they've concocted in order to get this kind of resonance in the SERPs. Some of these recipes might have longer lifespan to them. Some of them might be very short or just never work at all. And so before I tell you, hey, go emulate what this guy is doing if you want to gain that kind of position, what you need to know is that there is no guarantee that using even recipes, this exact recipe, if you were able to emulate these links, which I'm not even sure how these are created. You know, I know people used to use GSA with good success. I even had good success with GSA at one point in time a long time ago. So doing something like this is something that you really have to study and get good at, but also experiment with a whole lot. You know, there might be some black hat groups and stuff that dive into this, but I don't think anybody's giving out their recipes for something like this because it is extremely competitive, especially when we're talking about something like the casino niche. So, you know, in aspects to your question on why this person is doing so well in comparison, it's
ton of very targeted spam
very
with
targeted
exact match
spam
anchors.
Based off the same principles that you're using, but I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction and tell you that this is something that's easy to do. It's not, but at least now, you know, you might be able to go in here and figure out some links that could potentially work for you if you wanted to go that route. If you want to go the long-term route and get that site ranked in your SERPs, then, you know, you just want to switch to cleaner backlinking campaign. It's going to cost more money over time. And unfortunately, you know, if you're a newer SEO and you jumped into casino niche, no matter where you are in the world, you've jumped into one of the hardest niches to succeed in SEO.
Yeah, I would, like Nick mentioned, go ahead and take a look at the other sites that are ranking. I'm guessing you're probably going to notice some pretty similar link building tactics. And yeah, some niches are just like this, you know. Yeah. It doesn't mean that, you know, the sites might have any longevity. They might actually. Some, you know, in some niches, they kind of just allow the spam.
Yeah, and some geographic areas too.
Yeah, some geographic areas. So yeah, just have a look at the SERP, see if other sites are kind of doing the same thing, and you're gonna have to make the judgment call if that's something you want to do or not. or you could go the traditional route and build, safely, but it could end up taking a ton of money, and it's kind of a risk either way at this point. You'll just have to make that judgment call for yourself.
Yeah, hope that helps clarify at least a little bit. And I see you said it was an age domain. Yeah, still, if you've only been working on it for a month, give it time to resonate.
Yeah, like we had shown you, the guy has, 10 times as the backlinks you have, and they're very targeted with exact match anchors. So
it'd be nice if we could eliminate the spam from that list. And I'm sure you can, but it's going to take time. But eliminate the spam and see what the original domain started out as. But they did have some very high RD in there, in the sense of quality when I was looking yesterday.
I've never seen... Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's funny that they chose
this .us.
Now, actually, if I think about it, they might have even. No, they wouldn't have done that. Never mind. Sorry. Yeah, it's funny that they're using complete. What's it called? Clothing. Related spam to attack. And so one thing that I was thinking about in aspect to this is, the people that are manipulating the spam are thinking in forms of data, right? So if Google's algorithm knows that a lot of people have been taking video gaming...
Look at these domains.
Yeah. Video gaming related... yeah, and he's probably done tiered links all the way,
this like 3K
to hell.
RD.
Yeah, it's nuts. And it's all the same stuff, right?
Ultra spam network.
Yeah.
That's pretty dirty.